board that today?
Yes.
What's your code?
ES14. Pro tip number 1. Always treat your janitorial staff. Excuse you, motorcycle. Also, aren't these flowers just so beautiful? It's like the prettiest McDonald's. Hello friends, and welcome back to Classroom Setup Day 1. It is the 2025-2026 school year. This will be my 9th year teaching special education in Wisconsin, and this is my classroom. Let's do a little tour. So you already saw the pile of junk that was in the hallway. That's all mine. It all comes in here. This is where my little student station goes. Under the smartboard stuff. I have a little kitchenette. It's so nice. All this junk I'm gonna tackle another day. Basically, my goal is to get everything out of the hallway and the furniture set up, and then I'll come back and do like the actual organization later. And then this door leads to the bathroom. We have a huge bathroom, very grateful, and a shower. But I just like to complain all the time that they didn't put in built-in storage. So I had to do these like kind of over-the-door situations, which it works. It's just not as nice and clean and neat as an actual cabinet. And over here, obviously, washer, dryer. This was intended to be the teacher desk. I don't understand why they decided to order me a desk to be built in and not like just a bunch of cabinets. A special education teacher's dreams of big cabinets. But no, we got a fake drawer. This is where I keep the silverware in. That way I can child lock it if I have a kid that I need the knives to stay away from. And then this is just where all the arts and craftsy things go. But I'm gonna show you what I brought from home / what I bought this summer, which is really nothing because when you're going into year 9, you probably don't need much, and I don't need much. Okay, backpack with my snacks, protein drink I'm currently obsessed with, car keys. This mint drawer system used to be in here for several years, and then I got tired of it and I brought it home, and then now I'm tired of that little cart thing in the bathroom. It's kind of dirty and it's like cheap plastic, so I'm gonna use this for that bathroom stuff. These I bought actually in April on a whim when I bought the ice machine to replace the one in my classroom that broke. So if maybe that was in a vlog, maybe not. Anyways, I was in the store and they were clearance for $5 and I saw this. So I was like, oh my god, that's so cute, I need it. And then I got home and realized, oh, you know, if you would have read the box, it's meant for your own bulbs. So it's been sitting at my house since April. Nothing has happened. But one of my plans for this summer is to do more lights in this corner because it gets really dark when the lights are off. Over here, like the light from the windows comes in, so it looks great. But if someone's kind of back here in this corner, it gets dark. So these are all purple light bulbs that I got off of Amazon. I got this from Target, the only actual Target dollar spot purchase. Congratulations to me. And then these are all magnetic hooks for these lights. And then I needed another one of these banners from Hobby Lobby. As you can see, I didn't get it right in the last week of school when I put this up. Let's get started bringing my things in from the hallway. I like to start at one section at a time because I've done this for so long. I know where the stuff goes just by memory. I don't need to take pictures. And I guess I should tell you, my stuff sits in the hallway when they clean the floors because I don't have built-in storage and everything's in a cube organizer. So that means that, you know, you can't just lift it up with like a dolly cart because the stuff falls out the back, or it's just like really cheap and flimsy. But like back here, this always stays in the same spot. So I think every 4 years they do a hard like re-wax on all of the surfaces. So like this stuff and this stuff can always stay until the 4th year when they totally redo the floors, like the front of the room and then back behind me, and then the book section that we have to bring in. So enough talking, let's do it.
You know the drama is never ending. Don't let it get the best of you. And all the fake friends just keep pretending. That's how the little things get huge. Paralyzing every pore. Oh, you feel it taking over you. To the center of your core. The lies are getting over you.
When I pack things up for the year, I always try to keep things in the same spots. Like everything in that bin is stuff that goes on this board or around this corner area. I'm not gonna unpack it now, so I'll just leave it right there. Let's do under the smart board.
So keep on dancing, baby.
So these are all communication device like switch options that you can hook up to like computers or smart boards, that sort of thing. So that just stays here next to the smart board. Most of this is math tools that go with our curriculum or just other things. So like visuals, just like, you know, multiplication charts, or like this is for rounding. The tops of them aren't really gross, but the cleaning staff said if they had time they'd come back and get it. Otherwise, that's an August problem. Now we're gonna do over here, which is mostly indoor recess, sort of fun things.
Piece by piece, no superheroes, no silver linings. Just keep on moving to the beat. Paralyzing every pore. Oh, you feel it taking over you. To the center of your core. The lies are getting overused. When you are under the weather, getting caught in the storm. Do you remember?
Okie dokie, done. So normally, obviously, the trash can recycle bin is not there, but then this bin is here because this is our news to you board, and it updates every week. Woo! Front of the room done. Nice watch tan lines. We're gonna do this section right here, which is kind of like the writing center / foundations. We used to use Foundations K through 3 as our core phonics curriculum. The Wisconsin state standards have changed, so now we're using Functional Phonics, which is a program out of Minnesota, and we're still keeping Foundations as an intervention program. So when people always say, gosh, Monica, you sure have so much stuff in your room, that's because every time we change a curriculum, we never seem to get rid of it, and I just keep getting more and more curriculum. And because I have K through 5, I just have all the curriculum. It's fine. It's fine. Actually, before I fill that up, I'm gonna move it so I can put this up, because I believe I'm gonna need to put the ladder right against the wall. Let's go find the ladder.
I told you if we dance in the blizzard, we are not getting cold. So keep on dancing, baby.
I know I said I wasn't gonna put the lights up, but since I have the ladder and I have that end, I might as well do it. So here's our before. I'll show you how dark it is too. A little snafu. The end of the purple bulbs does not fit in here. The prongs are just a little bit bigger. And so my options would be to like reroute the lights that go from that corner, but that strand comes all the way over here to right here. And that's a lot of lights to be rerouting. So I'm gonna pause the project for now until I come back next time. And I'll just get another one of my little remotes so that I can just have the backlights only powered by this one outlet. So let her back and just tuck this back up and save that for another day. Added more hooks and another one of those remote systems. So then basically it just is a remote like this. I looked for the exact same one, but they don't have the same one, but I've had this for a couple of years, and I got it at Target in the Christmas section, so I'm not surprised that they don't have the exact same one on Amazon. But next time I come, we can continue the light project. For now, back to the writing center. So, Echo, one of the projects I wanted to do this summer was to take this home to my dad and have him shave a little off the top because it doesn't quite fit in there. And if it just had a little bit less, it would fit in there. So that's on the to-do list. Let's fill this one next. This is all like teacher manuals, WCJ, can't say the full name because then I get demonetized. Okay, so if you go through a tier 2 eval or your parent requests a special education eval, that's this stuff. The notebook grid looking thing, that's where I keep all the yearbooks so we can look back at kids. Progress monitoring, we use FastBridge for progress monitoring, which also goes into EduClimber, is where we use for data storage. So all that works together nicely. Pocket protectors, folders, notebooks, dividers, that sort of thing. And then here is just random like programs, PDs, and book studies that the district has given us that I don't really know what to do with, but it doesn't belong anywhere else. So I was just recently at the Conscious Discipline week-long training, so when I'm done reading that book at home, that book will come and sit here too until we get rid of the program, or I can pawn the book off on somebody else that's interested in reading it. And then right here, that's where my parents come if they have free time. So things that we have, they're already laminated, so they just have to go through and cut things out. As you can see, I put my tape dispensers and my staplers in there. And this is just random things that we never got around to laminating, which is fine. We have plenty of time in the beginning of the year, and then if it needs to be velcroed, then this is just like the random empty file folders where I like keep them. And both of my paras are very good at knowing like, hey, I should be busy. Hey, my kid's gone. What can I do? And coming over here and keeping themselves busy and occupied and not on their phone, which I know is something that a lot of people don't have that luxury. I'm so sorry if you have paras that aren't willing to work for you. Okay, let's do this window area. So Chromebooks usually go in here. Both mine, my paras, and any kids that happen to leave them here, even though they're not supposed to. We're missing two things right there. This is for my one student who uses an AAC device, so there's various pictures I use for him when I'm progress monitoring his ability to tell characters. Everything else that's here is like mostly decor, mostly pens, and that's kind of like scattered around places. So we'll work on that later. And then during the school year, this is where the chairs normally go. Unless the heater is on blaring, then these chairs, the heater's on. The best mix, but most of the time the kids don't put them back anyways and they're just laying around on the floor and I'm too lazy to pick them up and they just stay on the floor. Because the vent is right there in the middle. But then here, there's also a vent like behind the area. But you can't complain about heat, so I'm not. Chairs, done. Next, books. This is gonna be heavy, I'll show you. There's not necessarily a rhyme or a reason to them. They'll just go in there. Made sure that I had every book in the right container and that every container had a label that last week of school. So when I was putting stuff back together, I wouldn't have to be like, oh no, what happened to the pizza cabin? It doesn't have a label. It already has a label. It's fine. And because there's so many and it takes so long, I don't want to waste my camera storage. So here's your before. Here we are, the book corner. Normally a box of tissues sits right there, but I can't find any that are open. So then these are wooden puzzles, and then these are board books. Labels are from Miss Calls Campers, so like she'll give you the background picture, and the font is hers too. And then I just, went in PowerPoint and added my own pictures to suit what I needed. These little skinny labels are pocket full of primary. I feel like there's two camps of people. Big classroom libraries or small classroom libraries, because they can use the good library that they have in their school. And while we do have a good library in our school, it's quite large. My students can be a little rough with books, so I'm much happier them, ripping a page here or there out of my own books than having to face the wrath of the librarian. Pretty much everything that's left in the hallway is my desk area. These are empty trays and such. Empty desk belongings. I think that's just literally random junk. And these are desk belongings. Otherwise, it's almost all in the room. Also, hot glued this last year. You can see some of the magnets didn't make the transition from cleaning. So I'm gonna hot glue that as well. And probably have a snack. So I'll see you guys in a little bit when this, and my snack are done. Okay, excuse the air. I got hot. It's really nice having your own unit in your room and not having to have like building-wide air conditioning, because us and one other school in the district didn't have AC like building-wide, and they complained, but we ended up getting it first because we had the better electrical. So thanks to this other school for air conditioning. So this black and white is contact paper from Target, and this is from Hobby Lobby. It's just bulletin board paper that I laminated, and I bought that like May, so it might still be there in the school supply area. And I've seen this black and white print before still at Target. But that is one of the nice things about being in an older school. Like our school's like 50 years old, so I painted the bookshelf part right here, all that. I painted that white last summer, and that was absolutely fine because it was old and disgusting. But if I was at a newer school, like, you're stuck with whatever colors they picked for furniture paint. You're stuck with it for a long time. So that is a positive if you're in an older school. Here we have the teacher desk. All those little bins of randomness that go in here. I'm doing it. This always looks messy, but I leave it messy, so I don't really bother to keep it clean. This bottom bin is like hammers and box cutters and stuff like that. I have so much stationery. My grandma would just buy me stationery for my birthday every year. And then the underneath, we've got my blanket, the heater, the laminator, the stickers for the sticker store, temporary tattoos, and then those are coloring book pages. And I have a drawer of tools because I get random ideas in my head and I want the materials and I don't want to have to go find the janitor to borrow things. So just popping the pillar piece off of this with my pliers, because I think then the lid will just like sit on there, not like a snap. But that's fine because it just sits in this cube anyways. It's not moving anywhere. Yay, I did it. And this has been broken forever, so one day maybe I'll fix it, maybe I'll cover it with contact paper, who knows. Okay, we have done everything that I wanted to get accomplished today. Our stuff is out of the hallway. Here's my little to-do list. I'm not gonna take it home, I'm gonna leave it here. Lights, and then on the bottom, because it's my last absolute priority, is this ULS wall, and then the math talk board. So that means like setting up the stuff for the calendar and this bulletin board that's in this box. And the ULS wall is this pile where Jude Me dumped everything because I didn't want to deal with it. Also, this closet that needs to go on the list. I have a training next week that I'm helping put on for the unique learning system. So there's a couple things in here I need to pull out. Well, and this doesn't belong here. But anyways, I'm helping some new teachers get acquainted with the unique learning system. So I'm gonna bring some of my materials that I've already previously made. Maybe I'll do a little chat about that later, maybe not. But in any case, thank you guys for watching Classroom Setup Day 1, and I'll see you guys in the next one.